So apparently we've reached a point where the Second Amendment might apply to drones. Not in the Skynet is real way, yet at least, but in the this floating peeping Tom is hovering outside my window and I'd really like to make it stop kind of way. See, Florida, land of gators, sun, and Florida man headlines, is now cooking up a law that will let homeowners use reasonable force to deal with drones hovering over their private property.
A bill making its way through Congress would allow people to shoot down drones near their property. It allows for people to shoot down a drone with a legally obtained shotgun if it's flying at or below 200 feet above their property.
So you're telling me if a drone is hovering low enough for me to hit it with some bird shot, I can treat it like a clay pigeon with a camera? Look, I'm not saying I want drone hunting to become a casual Saturday activity, but if it's outside my window recording my business like it's making a documentary about what Noir reads at night, yeah, that drone's catching buckshot. But obviously, there's nuance here, because just like everything fun in America, the federal government steps in and says, hold on, man.
Drones are considered aircraft. Manned or unmanned, you cannot mess with aircraft. So just because the state legislature provides for being able to use reasonable force does not mean that that you won't be violating federal law if you do that.
And there it is, the classic state versus federal tug of war. Florida says, take that thing out of the sky. FFA says, touch it and we'll see you in court. So if you're a homeowner thinking about getting into the drone defense game, you might want to lawyer up first. And look, this whole drone debate, it's a perfect example of how crazy things have gotten when it comes to information and bias. You've got one side yelling about defending privacy and the other side warning about falling drones in public danger. And you're just trying to figure out if your sunbathing session counts as a federal offense. That's why I use Ground News. Ground News isn't like the usual news app that just shoves whatever biased headline they want in your face. Instead, they show you how different outlets are covering the same story, so you can actually see the bias in real time. Their blind spot feature shows you what's being ignored by the left and right. The bias distribution tool breaks down how each article leans left, right, or center, and their Chrome extension lets you instantly compare headlines while you browse. So the next time you read about gun-toting Floridians shooting down drones, check if another outlet conveniently left out the part where the drone was hovering over a backyard full of kids. So go to ground.news/Colion to subscribe. Use my link and get 40% off the Vantage subscription and support my work directly. Again, ground.news/Colion. Click the link in the description and actually see both sides of the story. Now let's talk about what this bill really says. In PC Magazine, they explain that the Florida Senate Bill 1422 would allow homeowners to use reasonable force against drones within 500 feet of their property. But reasonable force is about as vague as a politician's campaign promise.
There will not be another foot of wall constructed on my administration.
In a stunning reversal, the Biden administration is about to begin building a new border wall in Texas.
What counts? A net? A rock? A shotgun with birdshot? Then you have Gizmodo pointing out that this could directly conflict with federal law since the FAA classifies drones as aircraft. Interfering with them, even if they're spying on you, can trigger federal charges. And then you have American Military News, which brings up a key issue. This bill opens the door for homeowners to argue privacy defense, but without specifics, it could lead to lawsuits and chaos. And then Fox News reminds us that Florida already has laws protecting privacy.
There are laws on the books already. This is just an addition to it.
This bill just adds a little heat, or rather, firepower. Now let's go full tinfoil hat for a second. What if this pushback from the Fed isn't just about falling drones? Think about it. If federal agencies are using drones for surveillance, wouldn't it make sense for them to want all drones, commercial or government, off limits? Hide their own among the crowd. You can't shoot any of them, so now they get to fly unnoticed. It's the surveillance version of Where's Waldo? But Waldo works for the NSA. Now, what's funny is I just did a video about the Mossberg 990 Aftershock, which is basically a semi-auto sawed-off shotgun. And let me tell you, this little thing, might be perfect for dealing with a drone. Let's be honest. Nobody wants to sit by a pool with a full-size tactical shotgun like they're guarding Fort Knox. But the Aftershock, this guy here, toss a laser on it, add a red dot, And boom, you've got a portable drone deterrent that fits your lifestyle. Imagine lounging by the pool, sipping something cold, and then buzz, 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 privacy breach incoming, and then boom, problem solved. I'm sure Drake probably wishes he had one when that drone flew up to his penthouse. Whether that video was real or not, yeah, you get the idea. If this bill passes, I wouldn't be surprised if aftershocks start flying off shelves in Florida. Might even see TikTok montages of folks blasting drones mid-flight. And you know what? In some cases, you might not even need to fire it. Just showing the shotgun might be enough to send that drone operator scrambling. Nobody wants to lose a $1,000 toy to a pissed off homeowner with good aim. So yeah, on one hand, I love the idea of being able to shoot a drone that's invading my privacy. On the other hand, I also don't want to catch a federal charge for living out my duck hunt fantasies. This whole thing boils down to one key question. Where is the line? Where does privacy defense end and reckless endangerment begin? Because what we're really talking about here isn't just technology, it's boundaries. And let me know what you think. Would you shoot a drone if it was hovering outside of your house?